Tonight, new information after that shocking EF3 tornado ripped through part of our state Wednesday.
The injuries, the damage, and the officials working to help communities recover.
Y'all see that? Look, that's debris. Oh my gosh, that's coming right for me too.
And near the eye of the storm, we're bringing you firsthand accounts of people impacted by the 150-mile-per-hour winds.
And we're also hearing from the man who recorded this alarming video stuck outside while a tornado spun closer and closer.
Tonight, we have a team of reporters in the eastern part of our state. Patrick Thomas, Jenna Ray Gardner, and Rachel Boyd are all in Nash County where the tornado first touched down. And meteorologist Tom Miners is in the Weather Center with tips to keep you safe in a situation like this. A lot to get to tonight.
But before we do right now, let's get a check on the weather where you are.
I'm meteorologist Tom Miners with you here in the Weather on the One's Forecast Center, tracking showers and storms yet again on this Thursday. Now, the activity is expected to diminish to some extent overnight, but not remove completely itself from central North Carolina. So still a chance for some lingering showers and storms in the evening and overnight hours, with temperatures dropping to the lower and middle 70s by sunrise. Expect a dry but hot and humid day on Friday with highs in the middle 90s.
Tonight, live at 5, continuing coverage now of the impacts of this EF3 tornado that left behind a whole lot of damage, crossing county lines in the eastern part of the state.
Yeah, check out this twister and the ominous clouds here. Spectrum News 1 did bring you live team coverage when it happened, and we're also learning this tornado is only the second EF3 tornado in the month of July since 1950 here in North Carolina. Okay, here's the latest. Rocky Mount has declared a state of emergency. Right now, there have been 16 confirmed injuries because of the storm, according to the National Weather Service.
The tornado began in Dorchester, a town in Nash County, before moving northeast towards Edgecombe and Halifax counties. The Belmont Lakes neighborhood in Rocky Mount has reports of at least 12 homes with heavy damage there. Also notably damaged was the Pfizer plant. The Nash County Sheriff says many boxes of medicine have been spilled out as the tornado ripped through the area.
And you can see all those boxes here in this Chopper 11 video, all of the devastation here. It's just massive. And it's all coming with the Rocky Mount facility accounting for 25% of all sterile injectable medicines that are used in U.S. hospitals. That could add pressure to an already strained drug supply stockpile. Now, we did reach out, and some hospitals in our area say that it really is too early to tell some of the impacts of the Pfizer disaster, but they are watching the supply chain.
And while the long-term impacts of that are definitely something to think about, many are dealing with the immediate issues, damage to their homes, daycares, and workplaces. Over the last 2 days, shelters have helped those in need.
Our Patrick Thomas live now at one of those locations. And Patrick, what are you finding out right now?
Well, we know now that both of these shelters are closed, and after talking with some of the women inside who are at these shelters, they say they really haven't had anybody stop by, and that's a good thing, that they feel as if residents are able to handle what's going on. And speaking of those residents, we were out in the community earlier sort of surveying the damage and seeing how much cleanup really is ahead.
Nothing looks the same in this part of Nash County. Trees are uprooted, debris is scattered across lawns, and there is even patio equipment in a pool. Tay Daniel is doing his part to make the situation a little better.
The guy right here asked us to get a tree off of his house, and we jumped right on it.
This backyard has become a work site.
Come on, and right now we're just trying to help everyone out if we can.
Lending a hand is the phrase of the moment, considering this neighborhood is in disarray.
Clearing their lots up so their yard can look back nice, and we're going to try to keep on rolling with it.
The landscaper tells me he was laying mulch and planting flowers when the tornado hit. Daniel remembers how he felt.
What in the H? What has happened out here? And they called and said it's been a tornado, and we were actually 5 minutes down the road and we never seen it. And they called and told us, and we shot up here real quick and come, and we said, woo. It's rough. It was real rough.
Picking up the pieces, one branch, one limb at a time.
You can only imagine if it happened to one of us, to our house. We'd want somebody coming out there helping us. Always try to give a lending hand when you can.
Now, even though these shelters are closing, and if you do feel like you want to help out, it might be worth calling the Red Cross to see what they may do next out in the community and or some of these towns affected by the tornado damage.
All right, Patrick Thomas reporting for us live. Thanks so much. We also heard from the governor. He says, quote, our prayers go out to those impacted by the tornado in Nash and Edgecombe counties yesterday. The state is working with local officials and providing support.
This is coming with North Carolina Insurance Commissioner and State Fire Marshal Mike Causey also touring damaged areas Wednesday. And he helped set up a victim assistance center to provide information on policyholders who are affected. And while he was out surveying, he spoke with us about the possibility of scams.
Don't pay any money to any of these folks. Don't sign any contracts, because first thing you need to do is call your insurance agent, report the damage, make sure your insurance company's aware of it. And a lot of times the insurance companies can give you recommendations.
Later this hour, count on us to have more on the threat of possible scams for tornado survivors. And you're also going to hear from the Nash County Sheriff about what you can do to try to keep your bank account safe. Well, a North Carolina daycare was in the path of Wednesday's tornado, and thankfully everybody was safe at St. Stephen's Loving Daycare, but plenty of damage surrounded the property.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday, and volunteers were already out there this morning working to clean up. Spectrum News 1 reporter Jenna Ray Gardner spoke with the owner of the daycare about their efforts there today and what it was like watching the storm blow through. Jenna Ray?
That's right. She says she's just thankful everyone is safe. That's what this daycare owner kept telling me over and over again as she described what it was like watching that tornado come closer and closer to the building. And you can see the mess that it's left behind. This is the path that the tornado took right next to the daycare, taking down a bunch of trees in the process and leaving a lot of debris around. You can see that there have been crews here all day cleaning up the mess. They're hoping that they can clean up all the trees before the daycare tries to reopen on Monday.
It was scary, horrified. You just look at everything and storm coming your way. You're powerless.
It was a traumatic experience for Carolyn Slade, watching the tornado head straight for her daycare.
But I know the power of prayer, and that's what I did. I prayed. And you can see the devastation of it. The storm hit the front, lift up, and tore the back up.
There were over 80 people, both staff and kids, inside the building Wednesday afternoon.
This is the door that was blown open. You can see the debris on it from the storm.
Slade says her team lined the kids up against the wall in this hallway.
The tree and debris shattered this one window. Nothing never came on the inside.
Slade has owned this daycare for 35 years, and she says she does it all because she is passionate about working with kids.
But I was thankful because none of our kids were hurt. All of this is replaceable, but lives are not.
The biggest impacts from the tornado were the trees and debris scattered around the property.
Trees falling. That's what we were hearing yesterday.
Groups of volunteers came from all over to clean up the area.
When you go through something like this, you need people to show you that we're in this with you.
Slade says she couldn't be more thankful for their help and support. There have been volunteer crews here all day trying to get rid of the trees and the debris that have been left around this property. Slade says that the building itself sustained just minor damages. She's hoping to get the kids back in here on Monday. In Rocky Mount, I'm Jenna Ray Gardner, Spectrum News 1.
Yeah, you could tell how touched Miss Slade was. Jenna Ray, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And count on us to follow any severe weather impacts right here and also on our Spectrum News app. It features live weather forecasts, radar, and custom notifications. It's available wherever you get your apps.
Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Spectrum News 1.